Good news! Recorder and Sam now have a Patreon. If you are a fan and would like to support the show, you can donate at patreon.com/recorderandsam. There are several tiers to choose from, and each one comes with a chance to help grow the world of Inundatia. Again, that is patreon.com/recorderandsam. Now, enjoy the adventure.
Okay, so a whole bunch of these things just kind of showed up on the table, along with a scroll. Sam told me to read the scroll and then start opening these. I think he wants me to do the podcast without him being out here. So we're going to try and see if it works. He wants me to, I guess, start by repeating the last paragraph I said, or so I'm just going to do that. The beast in the lake, on the island in the lake, on the island in the sea rose up, revealing itself to be an ancient dragon. Its plain green visage pushing up through the water. It spoke softly and draconic, though given its size it still echoed like gravel being poured into a pond. I have no need for good or evil, the kobold prophet translated. I have only a need to exist, and that is now threatened. Dragon magic is ancient and pure, and God's power cannot remove it all. Take my blessing and stop this evil. As it spoke, a light shone from it before it spiraled into each of the crew, as well as the ship. It is not permanent, so work quickly, it said as the massive dragon sank its form back into the murky water. Okay, well, I said that, so I guess the only thing left to do is just crack open the next one.
Okay, so hopefully you've done everything right, Recorder, by this point. I have no way to confirm or deny if this is working or not, but I'm just going to assume that it is, so good job. Way to keep up with our standards. I think we're doing a great job with this. Hopefully I numbered everything correctly. Hopefully you actually read the 2 scrolls in the right order. All that being said, I think we're good. Alright, now I'm going to start the intro, and it's going to stop after I say my thing, so you just jump in with your thing. I'm Sam.
And I'm Recorder, and this is Recorder and Sam. Alright, well, he said they were numbered correctly, so I guess we'll go for number 2.
What's washed up in Inundatia? Yeah, I'm gonna mention this a whole bunch, and I'm hoping you're doing these in the right order, because I'm hoping I did these in the right order. So, the reason I'm not out there today is, I guess we're dealing with a pandemic in Lattice. Something's happened, and a lot of people have gotten very sick. The death toll hasn't been particularly high as of yet, but we're currently dealing with it. Teddy has put the city in lockdown, and we're currently trying to figure out who can help, and who's doing what, who's doing when, who's doing why. We're just trying to make sure everything gets done smoothly. So the first step was to politely lock everybody in their houses. Not literally, but metaphorically. I'm pretty sure, I know you wouldn't get this disease. You don't have a body to get diseased. So I'm pretty sure there's a number of people floating around who aren't going to contract anything, but that doesn't change the fact that you can still, pass it on. So we're trying to figure out what's going to work and what won't right now. Alright, I think that's probably good. He can go ahead and say something now.
Okay, I obviously didn't know that. I guess a lot of people are sick right now. That's not good. He didn't say how many people were sick, but if it's enough to cause a lockdown in a city the size of Lattice, it's gotta be pretty substantial. That's fair. I mean, if it's a disease, I don't necessarily care about it, but if it's contagious enough, I could absolutely still spread it. I mean, if Lattice is as populated as he says, then this is potentially a huge problem. Maybe he has more information? I guess we'll just keep going with these. Here's the next one.
Hey, get out of here. No, I'm doing a thing. Just leave. Come back in 5 minutes. I'm trying to do a thing. Hang on. Yeah, so I'm stuck in... I guess I'm not stuck as much as I'd like to be. I live above the Drunk Duck, so I have a lot of rooms I can go cough on all the pillows on. But short of that, a lot of people are stuck in their houses, so we're obviously not going to get a guest this week. Hop, Schnapps, and Barley are all home. Everything's kind of shut down for now. I'm pretty sure that I'm supposed to be... I mean, I'm trained as a monk, and I'm pretty sure there's a whole purity of body thing floating around in there somewhere. I'm not exactly upped on my monk training, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get cleared pretty quick. But yeah, we're not looking for people to help with this. You just need to listen to, I guess, Teddy, the authorities, whoever's told you to shut your door and stay inside. This can get handled. We just need to make sure we know what we're doing with all of this. So stay safe, stay indoors, don't lick the doorknobs, just, we're good, alright? Alright, I think we're good. Alright, you can come in now.
So people are being shut up in their houses. I wonder how that's gonna affect, like, people shopping. I mean, I guess magic exists. They could just, summon food to them. I wonder how long this lockdown is gonna last, because, I mean, I guess if Sam... Sam said he had a purity of body thing that was going on. I don't know how much I believe that. He has slowly been poisoning himself over the last, 70-odd years. That doesn't sound very pure body to me, but maybe that level of alcohol can, kill any potential disease that he could get. I think that makes sense. Use alcohol to clean things, and if you're, 50% alcohol, that might have something to do with it. That's what I'm thinking. But I guess let's just go on to the next one.
Ha ha ha, you are correct, Recorder. There is probably some kind of conspiracy here about this. I'm certain by now you've mentioned food at some point. Yes, I have plenty of food. Other people might not. That's the beauty of the world we live in. We can just kind of get food to people. Like, if you're kind of stuck where you are, it can just be sent to you. Literally through a hole in reality. So, it can get to as few people as possible. I'm thinking we're going to convince some of, the clerics or the warforged in the city to help run some deliveries, but until that happens, it's just a speculation at this point. I don't want to get too hung up on this pandemic. I know everybody's currently dealing with it in their own way, and maybe at some point we can find a workaround and maybe chat with somebody about this. For right now, I'm just kind of pacing the halls of the inn, really, really bored, so I figured this would be the best way to do this. I don't know if you... hang on, give me... wait, what? Nope, no, just leave... No, just... I know, just... I'm doing this beforehand, just give me, 20 more minutes. If you're wondering how I got these out to you, I absolutely did not steal. I promise you, this is not prefaced to anything. I bought a wand that's been helping me. I'm hoping these are making it out to you. I could just be sending them randomly into the woods and maybe a bear's eating them. I don't know. I'm hoping they're going to the right place. But yeah, I got a wand that's letting me send these out to you, and I can only send so many of them in a day, so hopefully we're going to do this right, and I'm not going to blow it.
Well, that is more of an explanation than I thought I would get. I guess he is able to send me these bits of recordings via whatever magic spell that wand is able to cast. Sounds like it has a finite amount, so this might end up ending abruptly if there's no more news, because I don't have the news, and I'm now relying on this to relay it to you guys, who hopefully you'll be able to hear it, because I don't know if you guys have one of these of your own. That could be a problem. Just because we're doing this doesn't mean everybody's going to be able to hear it. Might have to look into that afterwards. But I also want to know who he's talking to, because if everybody's locked down, is he there by himself, just going crazy? Or was this recorded before the lockdown? I wish I could talk to him one-on-one right now, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be a possibility. And I'm hesitant to keep digging into these recordings that he sent, because I don't know which one's going to be the last one. I see there's still quite a few to go here, but I don't know if that's it, or if more are still going to be showing up. But I guess we'll just go into one more.
Werewolves. It's always werewolves. We gotta worry about that. I guess we don't really have to. Actually, the werewolf's pretty safe right now. Aren't werewolves immune to disease? Crap. It's gonna put the werewolf at a big advantage. You remember the wolf attack we talked about last time? It's a werewolf. Which... I got a feeling whoever is the werewolf doesn't know they're the werewolf, and if they do by now know they are a werewolf, they are probably trying to hide the fact that they've attacked people. So, hunting this person down during this time right now is going to be really difficult, because I'm pretty sure werewolves don't contract diseases the same way we do, because they kind of have that disease slot filled with lycanthropy. So, I hope people's houses aren't going to get broken into by a werewolf. There's a lot of chaos that could come of that, but it's a werewolf. We have it confirmed. Somebody saw the half-man, half-wolf maul a guy, not kill a guy, maul a guy, and now we're dealing with that. So, I guess if you're still somehow handling that for us, good luck. I won't report you. We do need that fixed, but for now, just don't question what we're doing about that. Hopefully this will get solved real quick. I think solving anything in this kind of tumultuous time right now will be a little bit difficult. But, don't start conspiracies, Recorder. We're just working with what appears to be a single werewolf in a city that we have to figure out who it is so we can get them either cured or helped. Because we're not just going to kill somebody because they're a werewolf. That's not cool.
So if a werewolf can't get diseases, and it's attacking people in a time of disease, is it using people's houses as personal lunchboxes? Or would this be the safest time to be in a city where there's werewolf attacks? How frequently do werewolves break into people's houses versus attack them on the street? If there's not that many people on the street, maybe this werewolf will just be roaming the town randomly, not really hurting anyone. But if they can't get diseases, and diseases are happening, there could be a connection there. Maybe they're just trying to set up easy prey, like they just go into any building and they know that there's going to be food there. But I believe he said that nobody was killed yet, they were mauled. So maybe, is there any chance that the person who's turning into the werewolf still has a little bit of control over their actions? Or is this just a very bad werewolf who isn't able to actually kill anything? Interesting. There's a lot of things we could come to a conclusion about what was just said. Alright, well, I guess that makes sense to me, so I guess let's see if Sam has anything else to say.
Alright, so, now that we've talked about all that, I think I still want to try to keep our segments up, so how about a Sam's junk? I'm stuck in a bar right now, and I got a bunch of stuff in here I can describe to you and make you talk about. That seems reasonable, right? You're gonna get you get some creative license here, and based on the thing I'm describing poorly, you can talk about anything you think I would have done to get it. Because now that we've handled the ghost fog and all the rest of the news, we're probably pretty much all set to just kind of experiment here. So, all right, give me a second. Let me rummage around for something. All right, so this got left here by a patron one day, and I don't want to throw it out because I feel like it might be haunted, but I feel like that means I should throw it out. It's probably one of the worst things I could keep around, and I don't leave it out in public eye. It's like the top half of a small monkey, but sewn to the bottom half of a large fish. So there you go. Have fun with that.
The top half of a small monkey sewn to the bottom half of a large fish? Part monkey, part fish? Now, is the bottom half of a fish from, like, its mouth to its bottom fins? Or does he mean the back half, which is like its tail? I'm assuming the back half, because that sounds, and I can't believe I'm saying this, easier to sew a monkey to? So, why does he have this in the bar? I'm assuming it's taxidermied. It's not, like, fresh. Now, it sounds like a mermaid. Like, very abstractly, kind of like, primate top, fish bottom. But that's really racist. Someone saw a mermaid and then thought, you know what? Monkey fish. That's what that is. I'm surprised he keeps on to that. He said it wasn't in the public eye, but it's still in the bar? Is it, like, in one of the rooms of the inn? Is it just his way of saying, you know, fuck those fish people. They're never gonna see this. Interesting. Half monkey, half fish. I think he might need to bring this out here at some point. I kind of want to take a look at this. Okay, with racist mermaid paraphernalia, I guess let's... Oh, also, he said we did the rest of the news, but this was the next one in the sequence, so I think he might be drunk, and, well, I mean, that goes without saying, but I don't believe these are in the right order anymore, so these numbers don't matter. And I'm just going to do them as best I can in the order that they appear to have shown up at. And hopefully it's not too bad, but this might get all kinds of jumbled. So with that being said, let's do the next one.
Tara, bring me cider. I know we have some left. Tara, pretty please. I don't want to get up. Please, bring me cider.
I guess he's talking to his daughter Tara, who, makes sense, would be stuck in the drunk duck with him. But also that, yes, he is more drunk than usual. So hopefully he sent these earlier and they're just showing up now and it wasn't too affected. But I have a sneaking suspicion that this is probably going to be nonsense from here on out. Does he really still have apple cider? I figured he would have drank it all by now. I mean, obviously it's not alcoholic, but he did bring a fair amount of it out here. If that was just a drop in a barrel, pun intended, to what he actually has back at the Drunk Duck, then that's impressive that he hasn't drank it all.
Alright, so hopefully we've done the first, I think it's 3 in a row, and now I will mention that we have successfully managed to dispel the ghost ship, the ghost fog. What it really was a boat moored in the harbor, manned by unseen servants, it seemed to be a few just starting off wizards trying to pull a big prank, seeing how much they could get away with. It was really nothing, short of an eyesore, I guess. But it's all been sorted out. I don't think anybody got arrested from it, but they did create quite the scandal. I want to use the word guffaw, but I'm pretty sure that's not right. They did create quite a scene out in the harbor, and they've they've really hurt a couple businesses a little bit, not hugely, but enough that there has to be some recompense for this. So big thank you to Chris, Alex, and Mike for going out and exploring that potentially haunted ghost ship, and then yelling at teenagers, I suppose.
Okay, so I wasn't that wrong. I thought it was a group of thespians trying to promote a nautical story, but it was a bunch of teenagers, which I'm gonna say isn't that far off. But okay, so it was nothing malevolent. It was a group of people trying to make a prank. But they did flood the city with fog, which I have to assume interfered with some amount of travel and just people moving about. But what if that fog was the catalyst to the disease that's being spread now? What if there was something that they accidentally put in that fog that made everybody sick? He said nobody was arrested, so maybe they don't know what they did? Or maybe they know what they did and nobody else realizes it. Were they working with the werewolf? They could have been working with the werewolf. Wow. They could have been working with the werewolf and making everybody have to stay locked in, so the werewolf would be able to get food whenever he wanted, and maybe he gave these young, aspiring wizards some protection. I think that's a theory that I can get behind.
Hey, I know you can hear me. Hey, you down there. I'm gonna get your town guard. Hey, city guard, guy. Look, hey, yes, me. Look up here. Yes, hey. Are we good? Can I leave? I'm really bored. I want to go do stuff. I don't have enough to help my daughter do things. I just want to get drunk, and doing so in front of my child is probably not the best thing to do for days at a time. So, can people move yet? Because, I sell food. Yeah, yes, this is a bar. Yeah, yes, I know. Yeah. Hang on a second, recorder. I need to keep talking to this guy. Yeah, no, can we work it out so that, I can keep making money and we can do some stuff with people? No, you. Yes, you. The guy on the street. You're looking at me, responding to me. How do you not understand this? Yeah. Yes, go. Fine. Hey, fine.
Okay, he could have just not sent that one, but it does raise some good points. If nobody's able to go into town and, go to local businesses, everybody's losing money right now. I hope Sam's, by now, figured out a way of getting his food to people on the other side of town and getting money for it. I know he said that you could just have things delivered through a rip in reality. I don't know if he's capable of doing that. And at least he's understanding that getting plastered in front of his daughter for days at a time isn't good, but that still doesn't explain how long he's been locked down, because he's getting drunk daily. Is today day 1, or is today, day 4?
Alright, so while we're still doing the news, I want to mention that, to at least keep you informed, my friend, it's only been a couple of days. No one really seems to be struggling too much short of making money. Some businesses are starting to get hit. Obviously, if you can't sell your wares, then you're bumping into some problems. I'm probably going to be okay. I've heard talk of, essential businesses being able to stay open, but, I sell food and drink, so hopefully that's going to count me. It makes me wonder about, Hraf and Arbid, and if they're going to be able to stay open and make money out of all this. No, this is definitely going to be some rough times for a little while if we can't get this solved. Because, did we mention that we're going to stick with... Yes, we did. Because I don't know if you know about this, recorder. The way kinda magic works with sicknesses. While the spell remove disease, cure disease, whatever they're calling it nowadays, fixes it, it also makes you more susceptible to catching it again. So even though you can go pay a cleric to cast that on you, you're just as likely to go home and get it again from wiping your face on your same grubby pillow. So that's why it kind of doubles back to the whole of why Lattice can do what it does. We need to have people who are smart enough to be able to find some way to treat the disease without magic, because magic is only a quick fix. You're just going to wind up getting sick again if that's your only option, and it's going to cost you a ton of money to keep getting it fixed every couple of days. But if we can use something else to find a solution, some kind of, I don't want to say poultice, because that's a stupid word, but we can find something else to make it all work out, then people can actually get healthy on their own. It's not just a cheap trick with magic. So, I had a thought at the start of this, and I guess I should probably just turn this one off before I ramble too much further.
Okay, so, again, a bit more clarification. It's been a few days, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for a while. That's really bad. But I guess if everybody is doing their part and staying home and not, encouraging the spread of this disease, it shouldn't be that bad, but I guess it only works if everybody's doing their part. So if you can hear this, and you're thinking maybe this won't affect you, that's not even the concern. Just because it doesn't affect you doesn't mean you won't be passing it on to somebody else. So I guess, I'm in the same boat. I'm kind of out here secluded anyway, so I guess I'm doing my part. I'm not furthering the spread of this disease. If you're listening to this, maybe you should take that into consideration. Maybe you should think about staying home, staying away from the public eye, and just letting this do its thing so it doesn't end up being worse than it has to be. But he did say a few other things that were interesting. If you're cleared of the disease through magic, it makes you more susceptible to it later on. If you go to a cleric and get cured of it, it doesn't mean you're not going to get it again. That's kind of a downside. But if science is able to keep up with that and make a cure, then I guess all these clerics would be able to stem the tide of this getting worse and gives science a little bit of a buffer room to make the cure that people won't be able to get the disease again. From what it sounds like, the most anybody can do is just stay home. Don't worry about going out. If you need food, there are services available to have food or what other necessities you need brought to you. I would utilize those for the time being, and maybe things will work out not too bad.
Thank the gods for indoor plumbing.
Yeah, I can see how that's a super convenient thing right now. Alright.
Tara, do we have anything that can cast message? We can send, magical communications to each other, right? Do we have anything in the house that can do that? There's gotta be something in here that can do that. I have a lot of stuff in here, and there's gotta be something in here that can let me just shoot a message to somebody so that I'm not... No, that's not... That's gonna come out worse than I wanted to, and I'm sorry about that. You can use it first, you can chat with your friends first, but there's gotta be something in the house. Look for anything magic. It might be humming slightly. Just... We gotta have something we can do about this. It doesn't have to be just us in the house. I know you're getting sick of me, but, just work with me here, alright? Okay, thank you.
Alright, so it seems like he is still looking for a different way of doing this. Hopefully being able to talk live person to person would be a lot easier and in sync than what we're doing now, which I think is still working relatively well, but it's kind of jumbled at this point. Even if he does find it, Tara has to use it first, which begs the question, what happens with schools? Is she still in school? Is she being homeschooled? Was she being homeschooled to begin with? I feel like we've talked about this, but I can't remember at the moment. But maybe by the next time one of these comes out, we'll be able to do it slightly differently, and it'll be better. But he has to figure out a way of me contacting him, even if he finds a way to contact me.
Ha ha ha! That was wonderful, Recorder. I think this has been a fantastic episode. You want to say we're done? Alright, I vote yes, we're done. So, I guess I don't have to walk away this time. I can just...
I hope that wasn't all of it. I mean, I still have a few unopened ones here, so I guess we can keep going with those, but that one was the next number. Yeah, he's definitely labeling these incorrectly, so here we go.
Alright, so just kind of thinking out loud here. I have no idea when you're actually going to do this, Recorder, and I don't know how strong this lockdown is, but I'm just kind of wandering around the inn, thinking out loud, and I'm pretty sure Tara's snuck out at this point. I've been talking to her for 2 or 3 hours, and usually she doesn't ignore me this long before telling me that I've been talking for too long, and I'm pretty sure she's not in the house anymore. So I hope that's okay. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be resistant to diseases, but I hope she's not out there getting sick. It's been a long time since I've been young. Is this what it's like to be young, just so headstrong and thinking about only yourself, that the thought of other people getting sick doesn't even occur to you? Oh, well, I'm fine. The day's nice. I may as well go outside. Is this Is this a reasonable course of action? I suppose asking you, someone without organs or skin or the ability to get sick, might not be the best person to be posing these rhetorical questions to, but, just kind of absent-minded thoughts as I'm recording these wandering around my house.
I don't think I ever thought of myself as being young. I kind of was created and already had knowledge of things that were important, so I never had the chance to be young or even think about if I could just be young. I've kind of been like this so long as I've been alive. Hopefully Tara is just sleeping and he hasn't checked on her and she hasn't wandered out, because that could be pretty bad for her, especially if she gets sick or gets other people sick. But if Sam's basically a monk and says he's able to stave off diseases, maybe some of that rubbed off on her, not the disease, the being able to not worry about disease. So hopefully she's fine.
Yeah, so I got this thing. I don't really know what to call it. I feel like being stuck in your house for a few days is probably the best time to start learning some new skills. And some about old dogs and new tricks, but I think I can figure something out here. I don't really know what we're going to work with here, but I can pretend like I know how to play music. Is this anything? I don't think this is anything. This is nothing. I can play the back of it. That makes more sense. But no, I don't know. Do you have any instruments in your pile recorder? I'm just kind of talking to the wall, hoping you're going to respond, but I don't know. A lot of this kind of hinges on me also listening to these again, which I'm not sure I've ever actually done. So, yeah, how about you say something now while I come up with something smarter to say next time?
And it's funny that Sam asks that question, because I actually do have an instrument out here, and I've kind of been practicing it in my off time whenever I feel like it. And I don't know. It seems like now is a good time to practice some new skills that people don't usually think about. So, I mean, if you're in lockdown too, maybe take this chance to learn a new skill. Learn something that, you've always wanted to do. Maybe you have an instrument laying around your house and you always wanted to try to figure it out. Now's the perfect time to. Or if you want to learn how to draw or do some visual stuff, you could practice that now.
Recorder, I'm so bored. There is nothing to do. Why are we doing this? But, oh my god, I never realized how much it sucks to be told to not do anything and then actually have to not do anything. I don't think I've ever had to stay still for this many days in a row, and even then I'm not staying still. I have a big building I can walk around in, but there's just nothing to do. This is terrible. I hope this gets fixed really soon. Can we push whoever started this just into the ocean? Just bring them out as far as we can. And not keel haul them, but launch them into the water. Let them figure it out from there. Cause I know they didn't do it on purpose, but this is awful, and just... I don't blame Teddy for what he's trying to do to take control of it, because there's only so much we can handle right now, and if we've got it locked down to pretty much just lattice, then that's at least got to be healthy. But this is torture for someone who just wanders and... we literally started this because I wandered into the woods, and now I'm told I can't go anywhere, and I'm just...
Ah, man, he sounds really bored over there. I know he's said he's really bored, but Sam, as far as I can tell, enjoys talking to people, and if there's no people to talk to, he's probably slowly losing his mind, especially now that his daughter may or not be there to talk to. Which brings up the point that this episode isn't going to last forever, and at some point we're going to have to stop this. Which means, until the next time he figures out a way of contacting me, he's going to have nobody to talk to. Which is really sad to think about, and also kind of funny, because I want to know how he reacts in solitude.
Alright, so quick note. I'm hoping these are getting put in the right order, and you just talked about the weird monkey fish I got hanging around here. I know that's not a mermaid, a merfolk, merpeople, merfolk. And I'm just going to quickly throw out a Monstrous Moments, Fantastic Folks. I'm going to say Monstrous Moments until one of them wants to come up here and yell at me. It's going to be Monstrous Moments. I understand at least what merfolk are, and it's not little monkey fishes. Whoever made this might have had that thought, because, like, they're pranksters, and you often think of, like, little monkeys as mischievous, but that's not the case. Merfolk are, like, playfully trickstery. They're not bad, they're not evil. I mean, some of them are. It's how, a large group of people works, but overall, they're not, like, collectively evil. Like, you think about all the undead being evil, you think about all the archons being good. Merfolk don't really fall on that. They just kind of are, and they're people. They're just water people. And they can go ahead and do their own things, and kind of like the gnomes, it usually involves pranks and tricks. And, yeah, I met a few in my days. I sailed a lot. Been messed up by a couple of them, both emotionally and physically. They got a neat society. They're kind of nomadic. They bounce from place to place wherever the hunting's good, and they're usually pretty willing to mess with sailors, which is probably the best part about them. Sailors are really easy to mess with. When you've been out at sea for a very long time, and you want to believe anything is true, it's really easy to just kind of accept somebody who's not been on the boat for a while, and whatever they're doing is actual fact and reality. So I can see why they like pranking sailors. It's honestly a pretty easy route to get some chuckles in about. And like I said, I'm aware that the thing I described is probably not the best thing I could have said live, and I probably shouldn't have sent it, and maybe he didn't play it. Maybe this one's completely out of context, and I'm trying to cover my own ass for something that I didn't necessarily do, or I did do, but no one knows I did. But yeah, so merfolk are good people. Don't assume that they're all terrible. I guess assume that they're all gnomes. I guess that makes sense. They're pranks. They're all pranks. That's how pranks work. Pranks.
Okay, so I guess I was spot on with my deduction as to what that object was. It was a, let's say, caricature of what somebody thinks a merfolk is. But I'm glad to hear that they are, just pranksters. That seems kind of fun, honestly. Back in my days on the sea, we came across merfolk every so often, and I thought they were just doing their thing, but now I realize they probably were getting mad at us because a ship full of Warforged don't really get fooled that easily, especially if other crew members are getting delirious from heat stroke or just being away from other people for so long. I can see how they would like to mess with other sailors like that, but maybe we weren't built for it. But it sounds like they share some character traits with gnomes, which makes me think, do kobolds like merfolk? At the start of this episode, I was unaware that this was happening in the city of Lattice, so this kind of has gotten away from us being able to control every little aspect of how the show is, sent out to you guys. Hopefully, by the next time you hear from us, we've been able to work out some more effective means of communications instead of a call and response. Maybe an actual conversation could happen. But, that being said, and I mentioned it earlier, this episode can't go on forever. And as it stands right now, I don't have another recording to play. In this trying time, just make sure everybody, you do your part, stay at home, wash your hands, do everything you can to keep this from getting worse, because that's not good for anybody. But since Sam ended this episode about halfway through, I guess it's on me to end it this time. So,
Sam was played by Tucker Avery. Recorder was played by Kenny Boucher. Recorder and Sam logo was created by Alana Heyman. Music was created by Dominic Rudinsky. If you want to ask the show a question, leave a comment or send an email to recorderandsam@gmail.com.
Recorder and Sam now has our own Discord server, where you can feel free to socialize with other people who listen, and just as well, we have our own little room where you can go ahead and leave questions at the bar.
We'll see you in the next episode.